What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm just going to get everything set up and we will be ready to go. Hope everyone's day is going well. Got a huge, big episode today, and probably because I'm going to be on not long enough, we'll be even doing live reaction to college football playoff rankings are coming out tonight at 7 Eastern. And I have a feeling we'll be doing that a lot for the college football playoff ranking weeks. But we'll see. But I hope everyone's day is going well. Hope everyone's week was going well. And I got an extra shout out actually, also for this week's episode. Okay, that is set. All right, we're ready to go. Let's begin. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny and Booth Podcast. On this week's episode, we've got MLB World Series games 1 through 3 recap. We've got NFL Week 8 recap and Week 9 predictions, college football Week 9 recap with Week 10 preview, and a live look at what the college football playoff rankings for the first week of it is. That the show is going to be starting at 7 tonight. All that coming up. Let's get right into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 99 of Benny in the Booth Podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. Let's get right into it. Before I do get into this week's episode, I want to give a shout out. I was in Florida over the weekend. I had a family event in Florida. And before the whole event, Thursday, I wasn't doing much. And at the last moment, I am also realizing I forgot to mention LCS Game 7 recap. Last moment, I ended up going to something I never expected to go to until I went to it. I have one of my little cousins who was of the family that was hosting the whole event of the weekend, is in a all-girls football league. Yes, you heard me right. All-girls football league. And they had a playoff game on Thursday night, and I ended up going, and that was something. Shout out to my cousin in Moon, Ohio. If you are listening, shout out. That was a crazy game to watch. Her team did win, congrats. But it was also different because, like, that whole league, where, like, NFL and college football, it's rare. It's mostly straightforward passes or runs or RPOs on occasion. This league is all, like, they hardly throw the ball. It's more like direct snap run or multiple laterals and flips, and it's just like a whole different way of playing than you usually see from like NFL or college football. Shout out, that was crazy and something I did not expect to go to until I went to. Sorry about that. So let's get right into it. We're gonna do as much as we can before the rankings show. And even if I wrap up prior to the rankings show, I'll probably hold until the rankings because it's not too long before the rankings do come out tonight. I won't be able to show it, sadly, on my computer on the live stream because there is copyright issues. So you will just hear me calling out the rankings. But it should be interesting. We'll see what happens. There was also trade deadline today, and I'm going to get into that because I have a rant about the Browns with trade deadline. Anyways, let's get into it. MLB World NLCS Game 7 between the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. It was 3-3. Arizona grabbed Game 6, and Arizona won Game 7 4-2, going to the World Series for the first time since 2001. Ketel Marte doubled in the 7th, marked 16 straight games. 16 games in postseason career with a hit, which is a record, passing Marquise Grissom. Corbin Carroll went 3 for 4, sixth the rookie to have 2+ hits in winner-take-all postseason game, 3 with each player having 3 in each game. joining Jake Cronenworth in 2020 NL Wildcard Series Game 3, 2007 ALCS Game 7, Dustin Pedroia. 2014 NL Wildcard Game, Joe Panic, and 2001 ALDS Game 5, Ichiro Suzuki, and 1995 ALDS Game 5, Brian Daubach. And also had two RBI, 2 runs, 2 stolen bases in the game. Both teams lost over 100 games going from last year, from 2021, and both go in. Texas had lost 102 games in 2021, with separate 319 and 932 skids, while Arizona that year had 110 losses with a 5-40 implosion that derailed their season, and now they're in the World Series against each other. Marte's 19 hits in the postseason so far. It's a Arizona Diamondbacks record over Steve Finley. Ketel Marte was also NLCS MVP, which I will say once he extended that streak, I knew he was NLCS MVP. So, World Series Game 1 was the craziest game that has happened so far. 6-5, Texas won in 11 innings. Adolis Garcia did extend his home run streak to 5 with a walk-off solo homer in the 11th inning, but the streak would end there as he did not homer in Game 2. Actually got hurt last night and is not in the lineup tonight, is Travis Jankowski instead. So ended 1 shy of tying, 2 shy of breaking the all-time postseason record from Daniel Murphy in 2015. Adolis Garcia, also with the RBI single early, is tied for most RBI in one postseason ever with 21, tied with 2011 David Freese, and ahead of 2020 Corey Seager. And in Game 2, Arizona won 9-1 with a hit in each of the first 2 games of the World Series and did get one in Game 3. Ketel Marte has the longest postseason hit streak of all time at 18 over Hank Bauer, Derek Jeter, and Manny Ramirez, who all had it at 17. And Texas won Game 3, a big part because Arizona choked a whole bunch of base running opportunities. But either way, score 3-1. Marcus Semien RBI single, Corey Seager homer in the 3rd inning is the difference in this game. Arizona got a run late, but didn't matter. Game 4 is tonight, starting at 8:03 on Fox. Andrew Heaney going for Texas, which was possibly going to be John Gray until Max Scherzer had left last night and Gray took over, which Max Scherzer's rest of the series is also in doubt. And he will be facing Joe Mantiply, and Rangers are up 2-1 in the series, looking to go up 3-1 tonight, while Arizona looks to keep the series even-Steven. Or looks to even back up the series and make it a best of 3. That's for the World Series recap. Let's get into NFL. We'll start off with the trade deadline. There were a whole bunch of big moves made. Josh Sweat heading to the Bears for a draft pick. Chase Young heading to the 49ers for a third-round pick, which I'm happy we played San Francisco before this trade, because otherwise we would have been screwed against San Francisco. Sorry. The Browns traded Donovan Peoples-Jones to the Lions for a 6th-round pick, which is not really much for him, but gives an opportunity for a rookie. And then there's a whole bunch of other trades. But I'm going to rant about the Browns here because they only did the Donovan Peoples-Jones trade. And apparently they were looking at Jacoby Brissett, but only had offered a 6th to Washington. Was just like, why? You need a quarterback. Your backups are not in a proper situation right now. And let's say Watson even comes back. Who says and then he could possibly get hurt again. And it's just like crazy that they're willing to comply with this at this point. And I'm even going to say this, if they don't make a successful turn of a season and make the playoffs, and it's because of the not getting any new support at the deadline, I'm going to go as far to say that Stefanski and Andrew Berry's hot seats are going to be very hot in the offseason. Not to say they're going to be fired for sure, but this could almost not cost them their job if they're not making moves at the deadline costs them the season. I have a feeling it might. Either way, that's the end of the rant. Let's get right into the NFL Week 8 recap. Cleveland Browns almost came back from down 14-0 and 17-7, took a 20-17 lead. However, Geno Smith to Jackson Smith to Jigba with 38 seconds left gave Seattle the win 24-20. Will Levis, an NFL debut, threw 4 touchdowns, lead Titans over the Falcons 28-23. Jets 3-yard field goal by Zerline. I think it was like 13-10 or something like that. Thanks to Eddie Pinheiro, 23-yard field goal. The Panthers have finally won a game this year over the Houston Texans 15-13. For the first time since September 27th, 2015, the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs 24-9. Patrick Mahomes threw no touchdowns and 2 picks, though he did have the flu. And with the 43-20 win over Dallas Cowboys win over the Rams at home, Dallas has won 11 straight home games, which is the longest in Cowboys history since 91-92. And also Bengals beat the 49ers with concussed Purdy through 2 picks in the game, 31 to like 20 something, I think, or whatever it was. But either way, that's a recap. My predictions, I had a really good week. I went 13-3. Overall, I'm 71-51 in predictions. Standings update. Dolphins are first place at 6-2, followed by for the AFC East, followed by the 5-3 Bills, followed by the 4-3 Jets, followed by the 2-6 Patriots. In the AFC North, the Ravens are first place at 6-2, followed by the 4-3 Steelers, followed by and Browns and Bengals all have the same record going into Week 9. In the AFC South, the Jaguars in first place at 6-2, followed by the 3-4 Texans and Titans, followed by the 3-5 Colts. In the AFC West, the Chiefs in first place at 6-2, followed by the 3-4 Chargers, followed by the 3-5 Raiders, and 3-5 5-2 Cowboys, followed by the 3-5 Commanders, followed by the 2-6 Giants. For the NFC North, the Lions in first place at 6-2, followed by the 4-4 Vikings, followed by the 2-5 Packers, followed by the 2-6 Bears. In the NFC South, the Falcons in first place are tied for first place at 4-4 with the Buccaneers, followed by the 3-4 Saints, followed by the 1-6 Panthers. And in the NFC West, the Seahawks in first place at 5-2, followed by the 5-3 49ers, followed by the 3-5 Rams, followed by the 1-7 Cardinals. Now, Week 9 predictions. Thursday Night Football, Titans at the Steelers. I have Pittsburgh winning this game. Sunday starts off in Germany. Dolphins versus the Chiefs. With the Chiefs being the official home team, I have the Chiefs, or I should say, quote-unquote home team. Vikings at the Falcons. I have Vikings. Cardinals at the Browns. Even with the whole mess the Browns have, I still believe, without a doubt, they're going to win this game. Raiders, I have the Rams. Commanders at Patriots, I have the Commanders. Bears at Saints, I have the Saints. And if Browns lose this week, I'm going to be really concerned. Seahawks at Ravens, I have the Ravens. Buccaneers at Texans, I have the Buccaneers. Colts at Panthers, I have the Colts. Giants at Raiders, I have the Raiders. Cowboys at Eagles, big game this week. I have the Eagles. Sunday Night Football is right now. Bills at Bengals, I have the Bills. And Monday Night Football is Chargers at Jets, I have the Chargers. That is it for NFL. For college football, not much headlines this week. But a few headlines for this week. Kansas upsets number 6, Oklahoma 38-33. Arizona upsets number 11, Oregon State 27-24. Georgia Tech upset North Carolina 46-42. Sorry. That is it for, and then Ohio State beat Wisconsin. It was somewhat close early, but Ohio State pulled away late, 24-10. Week 10 key matchups to look out for. Number 25, Kansas State at number 7, Texas, 12 o'clock on Fox. Number 14, Missouri at number 1, Georgia, 3:30 on CBS. Number 5, Washington, number 24, USC, 7:30 on ABC. Number 13, LSU at number 8, Alabama, 7:45 on CBS. That is it for the notes part of the podcast. Still have some time till the official rankings come out. I kind of want to stream the rankings. So honestly, gonna keep it. We'll keep it live for a little bit just to do the rankings live. But still got some time. You know what? Even though I already did the grid just to have something to take time up while we're waiting for the rankings to start. I'll do the immaculate grid for today. Okay, so the top part is White Sox, Pirates, and first round draft picks. And the bottom going down is Cardinals, A's, and Mets. For Cardinals and White Sox, I'm gonna go Jose Quintana. For A's and White Sox, I'm gonna go Ray Durham. For Mets and White Sox, Mike Cameron. For Pirates and Cardinals, sorry. Pirates and Cardinals. Who do I want to go with here? Or who could I go with here? Oh, well, I realized Pirates and A's, I can use Starling Marte. Pirates and Mets and Pirates and Cardinals before I move on to the first round draft picks. Pirates and Cardinals. Oh, David Freese, of course. 2011 hero and played with Pirates, I think, soon after, if not right away. Mets and Pirates. Could have used Starling Marte there. Pirates and Mets. Pirates and Mets. Why can't I think of Pirates and Mets at the moment? That's not Marte. Pirates and Mets. Who would fit Pirates and Mets? I'm sure if anyone from 86 fits. Donald would also fit there technically. Pirates and Mets. Why isn't anything coming to mind? Oh, Jason Bay, of course. Okay. First round draft pick for Cardinals, and this is whether they were drafted or played a game with the team. Pretty sure Mark McGwire was the first round pick. Oakland A's. Not Hudson, not Mulder. It was Hudson, Mulder, and I'll just go Mulder. There's someone else I'm forgetting about that big 3 rotation. And then Mets first round pick, Doc Gooden, was a first round pick. Right, Doc Gooden. Immaculate score was a 70. For percentages of each answer, Jose Quintana was 6% for Cardinals, White Sox. Ray Durham was 2% for White Sox, A's. Mike Cameron was 1% for Mets, White Sox. David Freese was 18% for Pirates, Cardinals. A's, Pirates was Starling Marte was 16%. Jason Bay for Mets, Pirates was 14%. Cardinals first round draft pick Mark McGuire was 3%. Mark Mulder for A's first round draft pick is 3%. And Dwight Gooden for Mets first round draft pick was 8%. And none of my answers were the top answers, thankfully. Top answers, White Sox and Cardinals, was Lance Lynn at 35%. White Sox and A's is Frank Thomas at 17%. White Sox and Mets at 15% was Robin Ventura. Pirates and Cardinals, Andy Van Slyke, 20%. Dave Parker for A's Pirates at 16%. Bobby Bonilla for Mets Pirates at 17%. Wayno for Cardinals first round draft pick at 20%. Mark McGuire at 22% for Angels and first round pick. And then David Wright for Mets first round pick at 16%. Yeah. That's the Immaculate Grid. I guess we can. I'm like, I know it's like I'm kind of stalling, but I kind of want to do the rankings live. I've never done it live for you guys. What other answers could I have used for first round Cardinals? Ted Simmons, Terry Kennedy, and played. He was drafted by the Cardinals, huh? Asmus, Liam Durham, Dwayne Sia, Derek Barton, Stephen Piscotty, Dylan Carlson, Patrick Wisdom. Now, Cub didn't do much for the Cardinals ever. Nolan Gorman, Matt Morris, Don Larson, Dan Larson, but Jack Flaherty, Marco Gonzalez, Luke Weaver, Shelby Miller, Chris. Actually, it's different. Chris Carpenter. That's really it for Cardinals. For Oakland A's, Reggie Jackson, Mark McGuire, Eric Chavez, Rick Monday, Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, Nick Swisher, Walt Weiss, Ben Grieve, Bobby Crosby, Daniel Robertson, Houston Street, Sean Doolittle, it was first round pick, huh? Billy McKinney, Sonny Gray, Joe Bland, Barry Zito, that's what I was looking for. AJ Puck, those are like possible answers for A's. For Mets, David Wright, Darryl Strawberry, Ken Singleton, Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto, Ollie Backman, Preston Wilson, Ike Davis, Terrence Long, Dwight Gooden, Duffy Dyer, Kevin Plawecki, Dominic Smith, Randy Myers, Jared Kelenic, who is now on the Mariners, was part of the Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano trade. Anthony Kay, David Peterson, Calvin Schiraldi, and many others. I don't really have any other way to stall until the rankings come out. So we'll just hold off until the rankings come out. Oh boy. Hope everyone's day's going well though. The rankings should start coming out any moment. I guess the biggest question for me really is how they going to do the top four, which don't come towards the end of the rankings part. They do the bottom parts first. With Ohio State, Michigan, especially Georgia, who's been struggling all year with very beatable opponents. That's a big question on my mind. While we're waiting, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to put anything in live chat. I guess see what other teams are possibly ranked. What teams might be ranked that were or were not in the AP most recent poll that came out, I believe. You know what? While we're waiting, let me see if I can pull up what the AP rankings were for this week. There we go. No, wrong year. Here we go. Oh, that's wrong division. Here we go. So they have Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State 3, Florida State 4, Washington 5, Oregon 6, Texas 7, Alabama 8, Penn State 9, Oklahoma 10, Ole Miss 11, Notre Dame 12, LSU 13, Missouri 14, Louisville 15, Oregon State 16, Air Force 17, Utah 18, Tennessee 19, UCLA 20, Tulane 21, Kansas 22, James Madison 23, USC 24, and Kansas State 25, with North Carolina and Duke having been in the previous AP ranking but have dropped out. That is AP rankings for this week, but really don't care about much now because, well, now the college football playoff rankings are about to come out. And they might not be exactly the same compared to AP. There probably be a lot of differences. Show's like about to start in like 2 minutes or so. They're like covering end of like Sports Center right now. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I'm just waiting for the rankings to come out for the start of the show, the rankings part at this point. Should be in less than a minute or so. They like have on calling analysts for both college football and NFL on for this. They bring in Kirk Herbstreit. They bring on another also person from College Game Day, Reese. I forget his last name, and a whole bunch of other people to cover the rankings. Then they bring on the head of all the college football playoff ranking for an interview and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, to all the non-Jews, I don't celebrate Halloween, but to all the non-Jews out there, happy Halloween. All right, about to transition. Also, I guess what could be interesting is if they decide to do a little deceiving this week, being that the first rankings come out on Halloween night. But well, we're about to find out because they are just starting the show now. That's funny. Started out with like pumpkins for question marks on each of the seatings, which is funny and fitting for Halloween. This year, by the way, the national championships in Houston. Back with audio. The audio stopped recording just because that's how it works with timing. I guess in a way this could be my 100th episode specials, like I'm live streaming the first ever rankings for this year. Kinda not. Also, what's big with LSU Alabama is last year Alabama lost to LSU, and this is going to be their chance to get back for last year's loss, especially for Saban, who used to be a coach for LSU not too long ago. Thought the showing almost cut off on me. When they start, they'll show 25 to 21 at first, then they'll show 20 to like 16, 15 to 11, 10 through 6, or 10 through 7, and then they go 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 or something like that. Georgia's on 25-game win streak, which is fourth longest on field in SEC history. Damn, good for them. Oh boy. Pac-12 on the rise, yeah, right. Just before they're about to basically fold the conference because everyone's moving out. First 8-0 start for Florida State since 2014. Damn. I mean, it makes sense. It was when they made the college football playoffs in the first ever CFP. Lost to Oregon in the semifinals because James Winston started what his NFL careers basically looked like. Look, a weird fumble play that I still don't know how to explain to this day. Those can be interesting to see where they rank Bama. And if they're going to consider giving Bama a chance with their one, they already have one loss, but their one loss was out of conference against Texas. He's had an up and down season. Here we go. 25 is Air Force at 8-0, followed by Tulane. Number 24 is Tulane at 7-1. Number 23 is Kansas State at 6-2. Number 22 is Oklahoma State at 6-2, and number 21 is Kansas at 6-2. So that's 25 through 21. There'll be a moment before they reveal the next 5. Not much of I would say was really shocking per se. Interesting, Air Force is undefeated as of right now. Number 20 is USC at 7-2, followed by UCLA at 6-2, followed by Utah at 6-2, followed by Tennessee at 6-2, followed by Oregon State at 6-2. That is 20 through 16. And really, no one's going up or down because this is for CFP rankings this year. All right, come on, what's 15 through 11? Here we go. Number 15 is Notre Dame at 7-2, followed by 14 LSU at 6-2, followed by Louisville at 7-1 at 13, Missouri at 7-1 at 12, and Penn State at 7-1 with their one loss against Ohio State at 11. Now starting into the higher and more mattering rankings. Bama spot really could give a sign possibly of whether CFP still thinks they could be playoff possibility. Because as long as they still only have one loss, they still got a valid shot. But the minute they lose again, they're out. Number 10 is Ole Miss at 7-1. Okay. So far, no Bama yet. Now watch out, Bama's 9 after I say that. I would laugh if I'm right. Nope, number 9 is Oklahoma at 7-1. Interesting, don't have a mega lower after their loss to Kansas. Kansas isn't higher over them. Number 8 is Bama. Okay, 7-1. I would still say that's a valid case to still possibly be in it. Who's number 7? Texas at 7-1. Interesting. Texas higher than Oklahoma. Good to be they start now from 6-1. Well, there's going to be a pause before they talk about the top 6. Well, I'm waiting for them to go over the top 6. I want to find out what bowl games are the college football semifinals this year. excuse me, this year, the CFP bowl games is the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl in Pasadena, California, and New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay. And then there's all the other junk bowl games that no one really cares about. It's kind of hard to like predict these rankings because it's like you can think it's going to go one way, but it goes complete other way. So I don't really try to predict the rankings ever. Just never know what they're going to throw at you. Okay, here we go. Oregon is number 6. Adolis Garcia and Max Scherzer might be out for the World Series, possibly. Just the headline that popped up. Thanks to a friend of mine. Oregon is 7-1. They just hammered Utah this week. Number 5 is Washington at 8-0. So probably top 4 will definitely have Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, and Florida State. Question is in what order? Number 4. Or are they going to start with 1? I don't think so. Number 4 is Florida State at 8-0. Okay. Chance maybe make it back for the first time since first ever CFP for Florida State. Who's number 3? Is Michigan. Interesting. So Ohio State's higher than Michigan. That is interesting. Michigan is undefeated at 8-0, of course. The question is Ohio State 2 or 1, and where's Georgia? Where's Georgia? Georgia is 2 at 8-0, so that means the Ohio State Buckeyes is your number 1 ranked team for the first college football playoff rankings. That is not necessarily what I was expecting. That Ohio State would be ranked higher than Michigan. Especially because Michigan's won the last 2 years. Unless they're factoring the whole scandal into the rankings. But interesting. That is the college football playoff rankings. So let's wrap this episode up. I won't be using the intro outro. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are new on YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a notification button so notified when I go live and I post a new video. If you're new on audio, leave a review. Leave a review. Follow the podcast. hit the notification button so you're notified when I post on there. Next week's episode, we will have World Series, whatever games happen between now and then, which will probably be the wrap-up of the series. Recap. We will have NFL Week 9 recap and Week 10 preview. We will have College Football Week 10 recap and Week 11 preview and possibly another live ranking reaction. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you next week's episode 100. Bye-bye.